What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about some Starfield news, if you call it news, more like a rumor. I don't know if you can necessarily call it a leak, but there's actually been quite a few things with Starfield that's come out over the past couple days if you follow the rumor mill. And there's a list of like things that you'll be able to do in the game and who's playable, who's not playable. There is that out there. I don't want to cover that in this video. If you guys do want me to cover that, I definitely, I guess, can. I can look into it. But it seemed like it came from kind of nowhere. Okay, it was probably somebody that doesn't actually, they're not actually in the gaming industry. But this one are from people that I think have been right more times than not, and I think you can give a little bit more credibility to it. And that's a couple things. Number one, Starfield was supposed to come out last year in 2020, and it was delayed because of the stuff that happened around the world to potentially this year. They do sound pretty confident, at least one of them, on this. And this is the Xbox 2 podcast, okay? Now, I don't watch this. I just kind of found this online. But, they did, at least one of the two of them, did sound very, convinced that the game would probably release in October or November of this year. I think that's also a very high, just in case anybody wants to hear my opinion. I do think that's honestly pretty darn possible. But it was supposed to come out last year, delayed till this year, that Bethesda is in the bug fixing and polishing mode on the game, and that the game is going to be 100% Xbox exclusive. So there's still people out there, even after Phil Spencer's comment on it, which, I mean, he does leave it somewhat ambiguous of like where you can maybe make the argument of something. It does, again, from this podcast, that Starfield 100% just on Xbox and on PC, so will not be on PlayStation whatsoever. Okay, so get your money together, get a Series S or X, or build a PC of your own, which I'm going to be doing the latter one. So let me say this to start. Starfield's very confusing because you have some people that say that, even like a Jeff Grubb, that like the game, that like Xbox wants this game to come out this year. Yeah, they very, very much want, they're Microsoft, I guess. They want the game to come out this fall. They want this game to be their fall game because they really don't have anything else. I mean, Halo Infinite, yeah, but actually, you know what? We don't even really know about Halo Infinite, okay? I'm sure we'll see it at this year's E3 from them, but I don't think it's a guarantee that the game comes out. In fact, remember a couple months ago, there were a lot of rumors that the game is still in massive trouble. Like, nobody knows what they're doing there. All these people are leaving and all that stuff. The TV show, the production has just like destroyed the game. People making the game, like all that stuff, and that is a very high likelihood that the game gets delayed till 2022. So you have all that stuff. So it's very possible that Halo doesn't even come out this year. So Microsoft would, for really 2 years in a row, have next to nothing. I guess a full year, because they've had the medium, but besides that, they really haven't had much. So they want Starfield to be that big game. Okay, so that's Jeff Grubb says that he believes that Microsoft wants this game to come out this year. Doesn't mean it will, but he does that. Now, we also talked on, and I think this is on the main channel, about, I don't remember who said it, but there was a pretty respectable guy that talked about how a lot of the Microsoft games are years away. Like Halo's closer, yes, Starfield's a little closer, but Starfield, I believe he said, is 2022. And then you have like Fable, Avowed, Everwild, and these are still years and years away. Okay, so again, like, you combine all these things, and it's like, well, some people think that the game is going to release this year and it's got a pretty high bet. Some people think that like there's zero chance and it's coming out next year. So again, it's kind of like a coin flip of who you want to believe on any given day. I do think it makes sense that Microsoft wants it to come out this year. And if the game is in that bug fixing and polishing, we could just be in and I know people have said this before, it could just be like a Cyberpunk situation where like the game may be ready to rock, okay, this fall, but because of Cyberpunk, they may want to make sure, just maybe, they may want to make sure that the game is like in an okay state. And to be critical of Bethesda, which I always am critical when the situation calls for it. I mean, their games don't run well at all. Okay, I like Bethesda games. I'm not the biggest Bethesda supporter. I'm not the biggest Bethesda fan. But if you think 76 or even Fallout 4, or obviously like Elder Scrolls, if you think any of these games have ever come out in a good state, you've lost your mind and you need to go find it somewhere. You probably dropped it. Look to your left and your right. But like that, I mean, that's kind of common with Bethesda, where, I mean, I remember when Fallout 4 came out, or obviously 76 was just a pure disaster, but like, I guess back with Fallout 4, even like Skyrim, it was kind of like, yeah, we give them a pass even though their game sometimes is completely unplayable. I never supported that. I always thought there was a double standard with people when it came to Bethesda versus everybody else, because Bethesda games would come out horribly. They'd come out in worse states, say, than Assassin's Creed with like Unity, which everybody attacked, and it obviously hurt Ubisoft a lot, and it was deserved, but you should have done that with Bethesda. And I've always, I mean, that's just been a theme of mine. And again, I'm not bagging on Bethesda, but I honestly do feel like it has like a role to play in what's happening now, where Bethesda games, again, they don't run well, at least to start. They have all these issues, they have all these frame rate problems, they have crashing and loading, like they have all of these issues, and up until maybe 3-4 years ago, everybody's kind of just laughed it off and been like, that's just Bethesda. But then you had Cyberpunk, which broke the world, and then it's like, well, I don't think they're going to get a pass anymore. And I think that's fair, by the way. I think that's the right thing to do, and that probably scares them. And they're like, okay, well, a bug fixing period where we may only take X many months, maybe now we need to take Y many months, right? Because now we need to extend it a little bit so that we don't end up in a Cyberpunk situation. So that's kind of my thinking with it. If you want to believe these guys from this Xbox podcast, it is very possible the game comes out this year. It's very possible that they are in that bug fixing phase, but that doesn't mean the finish line is like tomorrow or like next week, right? It just means like they're pretty much done. They have to make sure the game works, and I think in a world post Cyberpunk, which a lot of people are attributing to all these games being delayed, right? Whenever a game gets delayed, the first thing you hear people say that are like supporting it is that, oh, they probably don't want a Cyberpunk situation for their game. And again, I think that's fair, and that's probably right. And so Bethesda could just be another one. So we'll have to see. Like I said, like I'm excited for Starfield. I'm 100% getting Starfield. Again, like I said, I'll figure out a way to get it. I'll either get a Series S or X, or I'll hopefully have my PC built by that time. But I'm definitely pumped for it. I'm just still not sold on it releasing this year, but we'll have to see. So let me know, guys, in the comments below. What do you think? Do you believe this rumor? Do you not? Do you think that it's coming out this year? All that stuff, let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. We've been doing so great in terms of support, in terms of subscribers, leaving the like. Make sure you guys leave a like on this video if you did like it. We're growing very, very well, and I super appreciate it. So thank you all for watching. New video every single day, and so I hope to see you guys for tomorrow's video.